Welcome to UK Business Show, UK's premier business show where we feature business thought leaders, high achievers, and industry experts. Today's episode is brought to you by World Outsourcing Solutions Limited, a company that specializes in helping executive business owners with virtual assistant services and business growth systems. Here's your host, Yukai Kechidori.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Enlightened Entrepreneur. Today's interview is sponsored by World Outsourcing Solutions, a company that specializes in providing outsourcing services and virtual assistance to business owners here in the United Kingdom and around the world. You can check out this website, www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com, for more information. I'm Yokai, and I'm super excited to be talking to a friend here all the way from South Africa, and have now migrated living here in Europe, doing extraordinary things, and that is Kirstin O'Donovan. Kirstin, thank you for joining us here today.
Hi, Yukai. Thank you for having me. It's wonderful to be here.
Absolutely. Now, we've entitled this interview Productivity Tips, Tricks and Secrets. Here, Kirstin reveals how every business owner can create a life and results they desire. You know, Kirstin, we were talking earlier on before we jump on the call about your journey to becoming a coach, top results coach. Can we talk very briefly about that before we jump on to our topic today? How did you get started in all these wonderful things?
Yes, for sure. So that's a great question, UK. I got involved in coaching about 9-10 years ago, let's say, and it was really just such a life-changing experience for me, because at that time in my life I was living my life very differently. I was very self-destructive, a lot of limiting thoughts, and I kind of felt helpless over creating more of a life that I wanted. And I had an opportunity with the company I was working for. The director decided to leave the company and start another one. And the idea was to help people live their dreams.
Right.
So I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. It just sounded like so much fun. It sounded like something I would love to do. And when we started and we got involved, of course, in personal development. I don't know, the movie The Secret?
Yes.
Yeah,
I actually own, I think, 3 DVDs for that. I lend it out.
Oh, really?
And I make sure I've got one in the house. We watch that every now and again. I know there's a lot of slack about it, but for me, when it came out in 2006, it was one of those eye-openers. I followed through and cascade us into a different world, really.
I completely agree with you. I think The Secret was one of those, videos that just really set the platform going forward. And so we started to bring down the speakers from The Secret to
Right.
South Africa and started creating events, and we're distributing it. And so I was just immersed all of a sudden in this amazing world of motivation and empowerment and changing lives. And of course I started to change my life and work on myself. And then I started to get really passionate and even more excited. And I was like, I want to help people do this as well.
Right.
And I'd always had a thing inside about wanting to help other people. So it just, fit together really nicely.
Yes, incredible. Talking about the secret, truly there is a secret. We become what we think about. We actually create our own reality. It's remarkable.
For sure, and I think that's the key, is people think that everything is external,
Yes.
But everything is internal, and your external world is just reflecting your internal world and your thoughts.
Right.
And I think learning to create that mindset is key in creating results that you want.
Incredible. And I can tell that we're going to have some great time here. And if you're just joining us, I'm talking to Kirstin here, who is a well-known expert on the subject of productivity. I know she covers a whole lot of other areas, but productivity is an area. Now, Kirstin, talk to me. You are from South Africa and you are living in Spain and you've moved to Zurich. What's happening there?
Yes. A little bit of an unexpected adventure.
Yes.
So, the reason I left South Africa initially was more, I have a twin sister and she wanted to explore Europe.
Right.
So, when we came here and fell in love with Spain, as a lot of people do, we decided to stay here and experience life a little bit,
Yeah.
which I did. And time goes by so quickly. And I think also when you start traveling, you get a little bit of an itch to explore more places. And fortunately, my work allows me to live where I want to. And that's what I
Beautiful.
really wanted when I was younger, to create a job that allows me to have this lifestyle. And so I'm taking full advantage.
Yes, I so admire that, Kirstin, and I hope our listeners here will also find this interesting. Is when you learn the things we're talking about here, you will be able to create a lifestyle of your dreams. Do whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do, with whoever you want to do, within reason, and because you create your own reality.
Okay, and I think a lot of people, without intentionally doing it, they create businesses that actually keep them trapped where they are.
Yes.
And so it's really starting out looking at how do I create a business that's going to fit around the lifestyle that I actually want, because that should be the objective.
Incredible. Let's talk about your coaching program, because you are not only somebody who teaches this stuff as an expert as standalone. You actually run your own business, helping people now internationally. How did you actually get started in doing that? We know you have a good background in working in someone's company, but how did you branch out to do your own thing?
Yes, it was kind of, I got to a stage living in Spain where I just wanted to take everything to the next level in my life. And, in my previous experience, I was really good at time management and organization. I was an office manager, my first few jobs. So I've always been passionate about that topic.
Right.
And I decided then to combine, self-development and time management, and productivity. And basically, because I want to work, remotely, I only work from my website. I don't have any physical office. I work from home. And so what I needed to do, to basically set it up, was decide, what website do I kind of want? What kind of clients am I going to serve? What exactly is going to be my message? What is my niche? You've got to go through all those steps to gain clarity. And there's a lot of things you need to do, but, putting them into a plan and kind of then just taking consistent action every week really allows you to get there, in a few months than in a year if you just it was just very consistent, and one step leads to the other, basically.
Incredible. I love what you said there, putting it into plan and follow through, taking action consistently. My goodness, I wish somebody had told me this right from the beginning, that, just having those two things will take your business to places that you would not imagine, because they're the key. Having that plan and putting the work that is involved consistently, keep going, driving forward. It's amazing.
Completely, and that's the ironic part, is a lot of people will put a little bit of time, a few times a week, but if you really want to create something in a short period of time, as you say, it's action every single day. It's moving forward.
Yeah, yes. And how did you get your first client after you've done all those wonderful things?
As a coach, so we've also got coaching directories.
Right.
And so you've got like one in the United States, one in the UK, and they basically facilitate or match you with some potential clients. And so when I started to look into, I need to do marketing, how do I get myself out there?
Yeah.
One of the easiest ways was to first sign up in a directory and to kind of get matched with some potential clients. So that was the way I got my first clients.
That's a tip as well for you, if you're listening, to see how you can get clients there. Follow what Kirsten did, and you'll be amazed that those same principles will work for you if you're here in the UK and many other parts. Now, Kirsten, one of the questions I get asked a lot, during these times, or when I go out to do client meeting or even our offline meetings, is what are some of the skills you think entrepreneurs need to have in order to succeed? And I know you specialize in time management. Can we explore that for a moment?
Definitely. I'm so passionate about it. And, it's, the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I think everything starts with your time.
Right.
What you do every single day is the results you're going to get. And so when you run a business, it's the most important thing is to look at what am I actually doing with my time every single day. So when you start to explore like time and productivity, you also are forced to start asking questions like, gaining more clarity and are these the right tasks to be doing? Can I delegate some tasks to get there sooner? Am I choosing tasks based on emotion? A lot of procrastination goes on. So you're really, really questioning it. So one thing is freeing up time, but when you've got the time, what is the best use of that time?
Right.
And then on top of the best use of the time is how to be productive with the time so you can achieve the same thing in half an hour that you can in an hour.
Good.
So it's also learning about how do you stay focused, how do you be in the right frame of mind to get that task done within the time set, the time limitation, sorry.
Incredible. Well, it's obvious to me from just that brief introduction and, the things we talked about earlier on off air that you are the expert we need to talk to about this time management thing, because it's a real thing that business owners need to understand. So let's explore that for a moment. Why do you think so many people struggle with time management?
Yes, that's so true because so many people, I think, the excuse or the phrase, I just don't have time.
Yes.
We hear it every day from a million people.
Yes.
And so a lot of people clearly struggle with time management. There's the work-life balance, etc. So I think what's happening is, first of all, we have a lot more responsibility as individuals these days. We've got families, we've got works, we've got sports, we've got health. We've got a lot of things that we need to on our plates.
Yes.
Right? But we're not taught like how to get everything done and how do you manage your stress,
Yes.
How do you manage everything? How do you batch tasks? How do you, make things flow? And so basically what I'm saying is I think we're taught a lot of things as we grow up, but we're not taught how to manage our time. And I think that because we're not taught about it, there's also some people really they want more time, but they don't really see the value in spending time to improve their time.
Right.
As well. And I get that, because when you don't have a lot of time, you're like, how am I going to now spend time trying to improve my time? And that's the catch. Because it's been proven so many times over and over that, planning saves 3 times the amount than not planning, even though planning takes time.
Right.
So I think there's a big disconnect that people don't see the value because they're I think people are just not actually really, how would you say, they're kind of oblivious that, your results is basically what you do with your time. They kind of separate them.
Right. I can relate to that and I can understand.
And so I think, we also, when you're running your own business and everything, I think that, you need to learn a lot of skills, right? You need to learn how to manage your stress. You need to learn leadership skills, for example, or marketing skills, whatever the skills. But managing your time is everything.
Yes.
Because if you're not managing your business as effectively as you could.
Absolutely. And you'll be limited. You will probably won't grow as fast as you want to grow or reach those goals you want.
Exactly. 100%. And procrastination and all those things.
Yes. What, in your experience, is a tip you wish somebody had shared with you about time management when you were starting out?
Oh, that's a great question. Regarding time management,
yes.
I think that, something that and it sounds a bit strange, but, when I started out and time management, I realized is not a cookie cutter, let's say.
Right.
So what is going to apply to you is not going to apply to somebody else.
Right.
And I think also this relates to your question before, because there is so much information out there as well on how to improve your time. But the thing is that what might work for you might not work for somebody else. So a lot of people will just adopt some techniques that don't work for them, and then they just disregard the whole time management thing as, oh, this doesn't work for me. And what I realized is that time management is so personal. And when you look at your time and what you're doing, you're really also exploring you as a person and why are you making these decisions? Why are you prioritizing this over that? And so that's what I learned about time management. It's not something as simple as, okay, create a to-do list, let's put a plan together and let's, take action. It's also about what does it mean? Why are you deciding to spend your time? And so what does that mean for you? And what's that going to create? And so that's what I kind of learned, moving forward, is that's really personalized time management. And it's not something that you can just pick up a book and say, I'm going to improve and get the results.
Right.
It's you really need to work through it. and find a system that works for you.
Well, that's an insight I had not, come across, but I can certainly see the value of that. Maybe you can explain more. Why is this so valuable that you personalize it?
You can, for example, procrastination is one of the biggest topics that come up.
Yes.
And let's say for a topic of, I want to wake up early in the morning. My goal is I've always wanted to wake up at 7 o'clock. Yeah. And so the client comes and they want to wake up at 7 o'clock and they've got all the good reasons, etc. And, they're committed, they're motivated, and the next day they press the snooze button and again they wake up at 9 o'clock and this happens. And so if you look at it, there's, certain tricks and tips on what to do to get out of bed at 7 o'clock. But when you start to actually look at the person's life and go, okay, so what made it difficult for you, to get up? So what's happening at the evening before? What are you doing in the evening before? And then also it's, what is your morning routine? What is your health like? How is your health affecting your sleep and getting up, etc.? So, and that's really, really personal. Also, when you talk about things like goals for getting up in the morning, for example, that might be because you want to do something more with your time. Right. But by achieving the goal of doing something more with your time, it might be in conflict with another goal that you're not really sure of. And so you might find it hard to take action because your goals are in conflict. Achieving one goal is actually going to be negative for something else in your life, and that hasn't been identified. Right. And so you really need to explore with the person, really deeply, what is actually the reason why you're struggling to get up at 6, 7 o'clock, and most of the time it's something, personal related to. It's not, being lazy or anything like that. There's a really underlying issue.
Yes.
That the person is struggling with. And if you don't identify that, that person is going to struggle forever to get up.
Yes. That brings me to another question. What is the best way for business owner to put this particular tip we are talking about into action so that they feel like they are moving towards something?
Yes, to be able to use their time to personalize it more with the tips and tools and things. So let's see, I would say it all starts with, really getting the vision, and clarity is like the starting point of everything. Right. So if somebody first has to be realistic about where is my time going, what am I doing with my time? And a lot of people don't want to do that. Because you start to see, okay, wow, I'm actually wasting a lot of time, or I'm doing things I really don't want to be doing. Yeah. And I say I don't have time, but I actually do. Yeah. So first of all, it's getting clear on what you're doing with your time, and then questioning everything. Is this aligned with where I want to be going? Is this aligned with my values? Yeah. And then I think it's also identifying where are my time thieves. I call them time thieves, the things that steal my time.
Yes, we're going to be talking about that as well.
Yes. Yes. For example, I'm disorganized. You say, okay. So you question, okay, why am I disorganized? Why am I saying that? Well, every single day I'm just jumping from one task to the next. And then you ask yourself, why am I jumping from one? Well, I have no clarity. Why don't I have clarity? And so you just keep on asking yourself, and that's how you become more personalized. So you start with the tools and tips, right, but you've got to kind of narrow it down and to kind of fit it into what's going on with you.
Yes, I can relate you to something that we do here when we are helping clients who are looking to outsource with what we do. So what we do, Kirsten, is we say, look, write down everything that you do on what we call time log, the things that you do towards your goal. So first of all, identify your goal and work from there, that I have to do this. And then you identify, okay, how long is this going to take? And what's the value of that? Is this going to cost $2,000? And then this activity costs another $2,000. And then from there, you identify the items that you enjoy doing, and that don't cause you a lot of strain. Again, you identify those. You are very clear. You give the rest to an outsourcer, and you prioritize that. With that clarity, you can move fast because you know the things that needs to be done in order to achieve a goal.
Completely Absolutely. I just absolutely love that because that's exactly the way it should be. And I love the way you said, as well, that's something that you must enjoy and you want to do.
Yes.
Because I think that changes also the results so much.
Absolutely.
And we got to have fun as well. Life is meant to be fun and work is supposed to be fun as well.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about those time thieves. Because there's plenty of those. I've known myself. I'm in this as well. That there's certain thing that I look and say, but why do I do that? What's
Of course, I have them too.
Yes. Let's talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, so time thieves. I think that there's so many. I think I even once compiled a list of over 100 different time thieves. So quite a lot, and I think we're also blind to some things that are stealing our time.
Yes.
Like not even. So time thieves is something I think that everyone can benefit from just identifying and just doing a quick exercise. At looking at your time thieves, and so there's a few ways to do that. You can like you mentioned, looking at your time log, creating a time log,
Yes.
As well, and going, but in the past and looking back and going, what have I done this week? And okay, this I clearly wasted a lot of time on, and this has taken too much of my time, etc. And interestingly enough, when I was talking about the personalized time management aspect, it's because, for example, a time thief might be somebody not being assertive.
Right.
And that's personalized, and that's a time thief. If you can't say no and you keep on taking on other people's things, you're going to be end up overwhelmed and frustrated. But that's a time thief as well. It's not being able to say no. So we have a lot of different time thieves. And another way would be to go through just kind of like a quiz, a kind of test.
Yes.
Those really work quite well.
Yes.
But I think that we all have very common ones to say as well, which come up more often.
I'll tell you mine, is being disorganized.
Oh, yes, really? And in what way exactly would you say?
I tell you, I have to have a team helping me because I'm a big picture thinker.
Yes.
I create systems and create visions and all that. I also need somebody. In fact, my business partner, they are into the details, into the, okay, we need to do that. And through my session with the coach, we figure that out that, okay, you are like that and it's a strength, but you also need somebody to keep you organized. So when I start working, my assistant has everything that I need to do and everything is in place. And here at home, I've got someone who puts me in line all the time. So
But that's fabulous. And that is a great point you're making as well, because, basically it's complementing you, right?
Absolutely.
And, you're so good in that area. And I think time management, I wouldn't say to somebody, go out and become, something that you don't really enjoy doing because you think you have to.
Yeah.
If you can complement it. I think if it's having negative results on your life, like you're stressed, you don't have a lot of time to do something, then change it.
Yes.
And I love your example as well. And if you've got the opportunity to get somebody else to come on board and help you, that's amazing as well.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And then just to finish on that, I think, there's also just one more level where some people are really happy with their life, but they want to take it to the next level. And there's also an opportunity there to go, how am I managing my time and how can I take my life to the next level? So there's the people who are really, really struggling with time management, with time, and then also people who are not struggling but just want more from life.
Yes. Still on that, I just could not avoid this coming to my mind, but it just came. What is a secret every business owner needs to know when it comes to avoiding these time wasters? What can they do?
To be honest with you, I would say they must be honest with themselves.
Right.
A lot of people they think that they're managing their time perfectly. They think that I think that a lot of people need to just be more honest with themselves and do a lot more self-reflection at the end of the day. Right. I would say a big tip, starting out is at the end of the day, look at what you achieved that day and say to yourself, from the time that I have, am I happy with what I did and what I achieved?
Yes.
And if not, okay, so where am I going wrong? But I would say self-reflection and being honest with yourself and looking at the results and saying, these are the results I'm getting, and take responsibility. A lot of people don't want to take responsibility for their results, because of this, and this. No. The moment you can start being more empowered and take responsibility, self-reflective and honest, you're going to start doing things differently.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's, I think, one way, because otherwise it's kind of hard to say, but I would say if you do that, you're halfway there, or you're further ahead than most people.
Absolutely. A lot further ahead.
Exactly.
Just, helping the people that are still thinking maybe time management, hasn't got so much influence on their business. What would you say is, how much influence do time management have on the results they have in running a business?
Oh, huge. Okay. I think even, in the UK,
Yes.
in the UK and the States, billions is lost every single year to low productivity
Yes.
and people not managing their time. So I think if a business owner actually, looks at and does the exercise of how much time, how much am I getting from the time invested? What am I getting back?
Yes.
The results are really, really shocking. But just to say, for example, to put it in an easier statistic, I think if you, an easy way is 10% a day. If you just increase your time management by 10%, that's just doing one small thing different. That's 6 minutes every hour. So a day it's 3-4 hours a day. A week it's an extra day a week.
Wow.
So if you actually just spend 10% improving your time, you're gaining an extra day a week. That's 4 days a month. How many? That's almost 3 weeks a year. I'm rambling with statistics and I'm not going to calculate it offhand. But if you actually add it up, you're gaining life by managing and more things. And again, you achieve much more in months than you literally will in years.
Yes.
I have clients who have the same goals that they've been thinking about for 1 or 2 years, and for me, it's like, wow, that must really hurt or you must feel really stuck, to be thinking about the same thing. And imagine where your life would be right now if you had just, taken consistent action. Where would you be right now, if you started that 2 years ago? So people need to, put it be realistic as well that time is limited, and there's a lot more focus on time in companies as well, because the cost of not managing your time is really detrimental to the profitability of a company.
That's correct.
And I think if people start to do a bit more research, they'll get shocked.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And it's an eye opener to think that you could save that amount of time just by focusing on your time management, and you could have so much productivity as a direct result of that. Truly outstanding. Now, Kirsten, we are coming toward the end of our time together, and I have a sense that people would love to connect with you and learn more about this time management thing, because we've got just such a small time together here, but it's such a huge subject that you can help people with. Where can people find you?
Fabulous. So I think the easiest is for people to go directly to my wesite. You can also get more of a feel for what I do, etc. And my website is www.topresultscoaching.com.
Right.
All one word, so topresultscoaching.com.
Incredible.
And you can sign up, they can contact me directly via my contact, and they can also apply for a free consultation. Right. So what I like to do as well is to connect with any potential clients, and let's just, get clear that we're a good match to work together as well. Right. So
incredible.
I do offer that.
Yes. And I know you run a personal success program as well. Can we talk about that very briefly?
Yes, definitely. So, one side is productivity, time management, but productivity also goes in being more productive in creating the results you want for your life.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily need to be about time, but it's about being productive and purposeful. And so the personalized success program is something like I feel with if you want to achieve something more with your life, and we need to make sure that we have the right habits, that what we're doing every single day habitually is aligned with our goals. We need to have the right mindset, the way that we're thinking, the way that we're your thoughts relate to your actions. So you need to be aligned, mindset, habits, goals, actions. Right. And that's what my program is about. It's looking at what does success mean for you. Let's get clear on that. How do we create that? And let's create the foundations for success so that no matter what you do in life, you can achieve the results that you want. because the foundation's all the same.
Yes, incredible. And again, you can find that information at the same website. That's topresultscoaching.com.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, UK. It's been so wonderful to talk with you today.
Absolutely. Before you go, I know you've got something that you're very passionate about, and that is giving to the community, playing a part in the community. Share with our audience about your experience and your thoughts and your beliefs around that.
So I think it's so important to give back. I really, really do. I think that, and a big thing about personal development is we don't choose which life we get born into. So a lot of people are born into much more fortunate lives. And I think that, if you want the world to be a better place, and if everyone contributed, it will happen. But you can't really separate yourself from the poverty that's happening as well, and the people that are less fortunate. So I think for me personally, I think giving back, and it doesn't need to be financially as well. You can give time to people. You can. I supported a charity in South Africa. It's called Children of the Dawn.
Right.
It was an amazing charity. It supported AIDS orphans, and you would basically adopt a child and pay for his, for his food, education, etc. Until he finished school, and you would, get his reports in communication, and basically give a life to a child that they wouldn't have had.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't cost a lot, but you're changing somebody's life. So I think it's something really small, but if you really think about changing somebody's life, there's no price to put on that.
Absolutely. Kirsten, I'm persuaded to believe that if we all play our part, be it small or how big it is, and we just take an attitude that I want to make someone's life better, whose life is not equally as mine, but just make that difference. If we all together, the business community, do that, I have this, one could say, absurd imagination that the world will be a much better place. We will make people's lives much better. And the whole journey of making money will be more fulfilling because you've got a higher cause, to make money, just other than just yourself and, and maybe just your family, but, for others. So, to talk with you like this and you support that really is such an encouragement to the business community and to the world at large.
Definitely. And I'm so on the same page as you, with that.
Yes.
And I think also, helping other people, I think a lot of the problems we have in the world, crime, etc., can be resolved. I mean, even if people got personal development and more support and help to be taken and helped at these early ages. So we're spending a lot of money in combating a lot of things, but we should actually go to the source of it and not just, always the symptoms. Let's stop it from the beginning. Business people, the world has given us, right? By giving us, I'm given a service, but the world is rewarding me with money. And so it's then rewarding the world back again by giving back. It's got to be that kind of flow.
Absolutely. This is outstanding. Well, Kirstin, thank you for such a great interview. And I'm sure business owners in our audience have gotten a ton of value, from our time here together. And if you're listening, do visit Kirstin's website, which is www.topresultscoaching.com. You can connect with her as well on social media. If you send us an email, we'll put you in connection with Kirstin. So once again, thank you so much, Kirstin, for being here with us.
Fabulous, UK. It's been an absolute pleasure and just wonderful. Really enjoyed it. So thank you.
Incredible. So again, I'm Yokai Kajidori, and thank you for joining Enlightened Entrepreneur. And I'd like to invite you to check out worldoutsourcingsolutions.com for any needs that you may have with regards to outsourcing or business growth systems. With that said, go make things happen and live the best life you possibly can and make a difference while at it. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to UK Business Show. We will be back to bring you more episodes with success stories and advice straight from the experts. Want more? Check out www.ukbusinessshow.com. Get your free trial of our virtual assistant service today. Just visit www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com. Quote WOS18 or send us an email at support@worldoutsourcingsolutions.com.